Invitational over the weekend on Saturday. We'll talk more about that tournament coming up, and we'll get into pregame conversation. We've got 7 JV matches going on tonight. One of them, actually the first of which, has just gotten underway, so we'll run our pregame show while the JV matches are going on, and we'll have 13 wrestling matches among 14 weight classes coming up. We'll get here at Metro get together and renew old rivalries once again. These teams have been in the same location a number of times this season, including the Rapid City Invitational, Mitchell's own Mitchell Invitational, the Gary Outbrook. That was on Saturday, January 14th, and then, of course, this past weekend in Brookings. Now they see each other again tonight in the PSD Duel, and in a couple of weeks they'll be together. Well, I think both teams will be in Washington this weekend, and then, of course, the Region 3A tournament, along with the state tournament coming up in the postseason as well. So these two teams know each other very, very well. We've got things to talk about, though, in our pregame show. After a 3-minute timeout, we'll come back and give you the Becky Potts of a State Farm Insurance Agency pregame. We'll take a look at that Brookings Invitational. The Governors fared very well in that tournament, and kind of recap that. Looking ahead, we've got a conversation with Sean Lewis, the Governor head coach, for keys to success, and also your starting lineups and more, all coming up in our pregame show, which will begin in 3 minutes. On our way out to pregame, to that break, we remind you on behalf of the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, who celebrates being a part of a team that snow means slow. Remember to slow down and drive for conditions during winter driving, especially on your way to and from high school sporting events. The South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. Back in 3 minutes for the pregame. You're listening to Pierre Governor Wrestling. Your official voice of the Governors is 1060 KGFX, stations of DRG Media Group.
This is John with Pottsboro State Farm. We all know February is the month of love, and the team at Pottsboro State Farm wants to make sure that you have everything you love in life insured. Set an appointment with us during Insure Your Love Month and receive a sweet treat on us from South Dakota Popcorn in downtown Pierre. Set up an appointment to insure your love today by giving the team at Pottsboro State Farm a call at 605-224-4173 or by stopping by the office at 1315 East Wells in Pierre.
Let's look at neighbors. State Farm is there.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School Sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Transports have been arriving and inventory is looking good. New, pre-owned, certified pre-owned, all price ranges, all makes and models. During the month of February, just to sweeten the deal, we have dinner certificates with every purchase. They can be used in most any restaurant in Pierre and Fort Pierre. See our inventory at beck-motors.com. Stop out today. Beck Motor Company, Pierre.
Every day, we're making a great deal better.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
It's pretty obvious the world is moving faster than ever, and that means my health sometimes takes a back seat. Pressing pause on life to call for an appointment, shuffle my afternoon schedule, drive across town for a doctor's appointment sometimes feels impossible. My day just got better because I'm feeling better with the help of Avera Now. I can use my mobile device or computer for an online video visit that allows me to see a provider for urgent care conditions 24/7. Technology that fits my life with the quality health care of Avera. Learn how to begin at avera.org/now.
Hey, DQ fans, taste perfection in every bite of their chicken strip basket. It's loaded with crispy, all-white meat chicken strips, golden fries, crunchy Texas toast, and your favorite dipping sauce. Personally, I'm all about the house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Do your taste buds a solid and order a chicken strip basket today, only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Welcome back to Mitchell High School Gym as our first JV match is complete. Damon Horsley at 113 pounds a winner for the Governors 8-3 as he defeated Tanner Long Henry, and JV matches will continue here. But again, looking forward to another night of high school wrestling. We tried to do wrestling a number of times throughout the season. A couple of weather outs, and in the early part of the season we weren't able to get them back, and we're doing what we can, although we had this one on the calendar all along, Pierre and Mitchell. The next duel would be Pierre and Aberdeen on Thursday night. Governors would be hosting Aberdeen in a makeup date for a duel that was weathered out back in mid-December, and we had that on the schedule to redo it. Unfortunately, I've got a personal conflict on next Thursday, so I will not be able to be in attendance, and we won't be able to do that Governor battle with Aberdeen Central, which Aberdeen, an up-and-coming team, should be a pretty good duel at Riggs High Gym on Thursday. Meanwhile, we do invite you in our duel tonight to keep up with the scores of tonight's duel with the help of the Wagner Auto scoreboard, sponsored by Wagner Auto Company in Pierce, South Dakota's oldest family-owned auto dealership. And the Wagner Auto scoreboard will be heard throughout tonight's broadcast. Take a look at these two teams and what has happened to them, or what they've been through coming in, as we talk about the Mitchell Kernels, the team that has had some struggles this season. Progression seems to have taken a step back. It did seem last couple of years like Mitchell was really coming back and was going to be in the mix of, once again in the ESD or in Region 3A, things like that. But still, after graduating a number of seniors from a year ago, now kind of starting over so far in their dual season. They did lose, as I mentioned, they're 7-10 in the duels so far. They're 2-3 against the ESD. They did lose duels last Friday in their last dual action to Brookings 56-22, and also to Sioux Falls Jefferson 57-23. So two very similar outcomes in those two duels. That put Mitchell 7-10 on the year. Like Pierre, they were at the Brookings Invite last week. The Governors won that 287.5 to 172.5 over West Central. And we mentioned Brandon Valley was supposed to be there, but they had some weather on Saturday, and they canceled all school activities on that day. So the Lynx didn't get to go to Brookings, unfortunately. The Governors kind of wish they would have, because that would have been some real good competition, even though they just saw Brandon Valley a couple of nights before. Kernels had a couple of place finishers, four actually, in that tournament. One champion at 152 was Jagger Tyler, one runner-up at 113 pounds, and again, some good matches we do expect coming up, but in this duel, but most of them will feature the Pierre Governors being heavy favorites in these matches coming up tonight. Governors in Brookings also, as we mentioned, with 287.5 points. They had 7 tournament champions, and those champions started at 120 pounds with Lincoln Schoenhardt taking first in that event. Tristan Spencer, also a first place finisher at 138, and then up to 160 pounds, Deegan Huska, 170, Trey Lewis, 182, Chance Sarda, 195, Gavin Stotts. That's 4 champions in a row. They had a runner-up in Elijah Bucci at 220, and then Josh Rydberg also winning his bracket at that Brookings Invite. Usually there's some pretty good field of competitors and competition in that Brookings Invite, but West Central was the team that came in second, 172.5. West Central is obviously a Class A school, but competing with what you might call Double A schools in this one. There's a couple of Minnesota teams. Canby coming up in third place. Governors used to see Canby quite a bit when they'd go to the Watertown dual tournament to start the season, but haven't seen them in quite a while. Lake Crystal Welcome Memorial High School, which is just west of Mankato, was also in that tournament field. Harrisburg was down in the back of the pack at 79 points. I just noticed that. Obviously, probably not a full tournament roster put in there by Harrisburg, but that's another team that might be certainly worth looking out for over the course of the season. Just a few things that happened to the Brookings Invite, the last competition for both the Pierre Governors and the Mitchell Kernel wrestling squad. squads. As JV matches continue on our mat right down in front of us, we've got time to take another 3-minute timeout. We'll have a conversation with head coach Sean Lewis about that Brookings invite and about tonight and about what's left as we get into February. And February is crunch time on the high school wrestling season. 3-minute timeout and more from our Becky Pottsville State Farm Insurance Agency pregame coming up. It'll be our keys to success on the way with head coach Sean Lewis. This is Pierre Governor Wrestling on KGFX and DRGnews.com.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Have you found yourself worrying about inflation and market volatility? Considering what should I do? Can I do anything? Am I going to be okay? The Ranky Gray team has been coaching their clients through these tumultuous times for over 35 years. Let us discover what easy, time-tested adjustments can be made for you. For a free second opinion, our team can be reached at 605-224-5959. Let's start today.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC. A registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC and Ranky Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Capital City Ford, Lincoln, Toyota, and Pierre is here for you. They make it easy when looking for a new vehicle, getting all available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop into Capital City Ford, Lincoln, Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, Toyota in Pierre. 605-224-7378.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? Live Ticket TV has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages start at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE extension 2. That's 833-605-5483 extension 2 and punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
All right, Pierre Governor Wrestling on the air tonight as we talk keys to success with Sean Lewis, the Governor head coach, on a now into February, and I guess February is crunch time, Coach. You went to Brookings last week. Brandon Valley didn't show up. I guess that kind of opened some doors, but you really wrestled well, and good to get a tournament win in the Brookings Invite, which always has a pretty good field of teams and good wrestlers, and I think you got to like what you saw last Saturday.
Yeah, you're right. We put it on the schedule as Champuary. We didn't list it as February on the schedule when we handed it out at the beginning of the year to get kids ready for it. And you saw a little bit of that last weekend. Brandon Valley didn't show up, but we battled with the three Minnesota teams, West Central. All the guys who were there, we did a fantastic job getting out, getting after it, scoring a bunch of bonus points, and that's why you ultimately saw a 110-point lead between us and second place. So, would we have liked to see Brandon there? Yeah. Would they have pushed us? Absolutely. Yeah. But you can't control that, and so you just got to go out and do what you can.
And that coming after you just saw him 2 nights before too. Unfortunately, it didn't didn't work out that way, but here you go, back at it in Mitchell tonight, and a good duel for the another ESD competition here. Mitchell is a team that you saw in Brookings. You've seen them a number of times so far this year. What do you know about this team?
They got Jagger Tyler at 152. He's by far, their best kid on their team. He signed to wrestle at DWU earlier this week. It's senior night, and they've still got about 4 or 5 seniors in their lineup. So, those guys are going to be the ones who are hopefully going to be leading their charge, and, it's up to us to shut that down. The rest of their team is kind of youthful, and because they've graduated quite a few kids in the last 2 years, so they're going through their growing pains right now, but at any point in time, Mitchell, that tradition can come back and they can bite you, so we got to make sure that doesn't happen.
It's very interesting how early in the year, or in the last couple of years, we've seen this team rise, and yet this year here not performing the way you thought so because of that graduation bug. But the tradition is the one thing, and that's always there. And I think in the sport of wrestling, maybe even more so than in other high school sports, it really is kind of a big thing.
Yeah, when you get programs that they've had that success, and they've always had that success, you could take, kind of an average kid, and he just walks out, and because he put on that singlet, he expects to win. They had that throughout the 90s, moving into the 2000s, and it's kind of where we took over in the 2000s and the 2010s, and that's what our kids have. They kind of have that whole mentality right now. It doesn't matter, who I am, where am I at, but I'm going to put on that singlet, and I'm going to be, one of the top guys in the state. And you see that. I mean, the Mitchell guys, they'll be back. No doubt in my mind that this team will, perform a lot better than they did at the beginning of the year, come regions and come state. And they're, like you said, they're growing, they're learning, they're getting better every day.
So 14 weight classes, 13 that'll be wrestled here tonight expected. I know you'll be favored in 10 or 11 of them at least. What are the keys to success for those that have to go out and really step up big, and then also those who are going to be heavily favored in their matches?
Staying focused on what's at hand. So, basically we're talking about region seeding criteria for each one of these guys. We're kind of getting that postseason lineup finalized, and some of these guys haven't seen these exact opponents yet, so we've got to be able to get out there, stay focused on what it is, not worry about, hey, that it's Mitchell, or hey, we got a tournament tomorrow, but we got a task to be able to go lock down some region seeding criteria, and if we can get after that and kind of ignore the rest of it, we're going to be in good shape.
Talk about that tournament, the Yankton Invite too, and you've got that one, you've got an Aberdeen duel, and then it's postseason time, and you talk about Champuary, and I like that word, by the way, but where's the focus? Yeah, where's the focus right now in that regard, or is it just all about this one night tonight?
We've kind of really we focused on checking things off the list this year, and so, every duel we've had, every tournament we've had, we're just, now check that one off the list, check that one off the list, and as soon as we check it off the list, we forget about it, we move forward. So, we talked earlier this week about checking this duel off the list. It's just kind of a thing and a formality that we got to go through, but we still got to perform, and then get down to Yankton tournament tomorrow and do exactly what we need to do down there. Watertown's going to be down there. They're going to be strong. West Central's trending in the right direction right now. There's going to be some teams that are going to go down there and we're going to battle, and some teams we haven't seen for a while. We haven't seen T for a while. We haven't seen Lennox at all. We haven't seen Dakota Valley. We haven't seen Vermilion. So there's also some teams that we just need to be able to get down there. And like we kind of said with this duel, you got to take care of business. And then we have that last Aberdeen duel, which will hopefully be the last thing we have to check off the list, and then it's just fine tuning everything for the postseason.
All right, Coach, looking forward to it. Go get them tonight, right?
Absolutely, thank you.
That's Sean Lewis, the head coach of the Pierre Governors. Coach's comments, keys to success in our pregame show, and we timed that out pretty well as our 7 JV matches have just come to an end. Win by decision early on for Damon Horsley. A couple of wins by fall for Rowdy Menning, who got 2 matches. Jackson Sharon, Jackson Duchesneau, and Max Hunsley, all with wins by fall. Tonight, Damon Horsley moved up to wrestle a 120-pound competitor before that, so he moved up a weight class but was pinned in his second match. So pretty good job by the Governor JVs, who win 6 out of 7 matches here tonight. Another 3-minute break, and we're back with the starting lineups. It'll be our Montana Dakota Utilities starters when we return with more Pierre Governor Wrestling on KGFX.
At American Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual, Standard of Ohio and Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Call the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC, with offices in Pierre, Oneida, and Gettysburg.
Century Business Products is a proud supporter of South Dakota High School athletics and proud to provide the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to schools and businesses in the area, all backed by their 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color costs? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building, the garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
It's time to book your flights from Pierre Regional Airport through United.com or American Airlines. If traveling to Denver, schedule your flight at DenverAirConnection.com. The morning flight leaves at 8:20, allowing you to connect with the majority of continued flights. Avoid the crowds. Enjoy no driving and free parking when you fly from Pierre Regional Airport. 50 passenger jets and a 1-hour direct flight to Denver.
Pierre Regional Airport, scared to try.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting has quality electricians with decades of experience. They offer dependable installation for commercial and residential construction or day-to-day service. Whether you're looking for new construction or remodeling existing buildings or homes, contact your full-service electrical contractor, Nystrom Electric. Visit their website, nystromelectric.com, or call them for estimates on your next project at 605-224-8750. Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre.
May Adam Law Firm of Pierre offers superior legal representation. Clients can be assured their legal matter will be handled with expertise and the utmost professionalism. May Adam Law Firm's skilled South Dakota lawyers can take care of your family law, estate planning, real estate law, or personal injury. May Adam Law Firm is able to help you plan and prepare to make matters easy now and into the future too. Call 224-8803. May Adam Law Firm of Pierre, since 1881.
Welcome back to Mitchell High as the Kernels entertain the Pierre Governors tonight. Brian Oakland on play-by-play. We've got Caleb Brozick who will be running live ticket video for us as well. You can see these matches, as well as hear them on the KGFX page of drgnews.com, as we'll be live streaming. Also will be available on gogovs.live. Haley Hansen is our technical director in studio as well. Thanks everybody for doing their part here in this one, and thanks to you for joining us for our coverage of Governor Wrestling tonight. Another Governor event going on the air tonight is Governor Girls Basketball, as the Governors are entertaining the Yankton Gazelles tonight. David Burrell has the call of that game on River 92.7. Also at drgnews.com, the River 92.7 page, as the 11-2 Governors entertain the 1-10 Yankton Gazelles, and that one should be tipping off right at the top of the hour here or thereabouts. Time for the starting lineups in our broadcast here. Those starters are brought to you by Montana Dakota Utilities, in the community to serve, and that's exactly what they do. Here are the community of wrestlers that'll be taking to the mat here tonight. Deegan Huska will start at 160 pounds. That's going to be our first match tonight. The senior for the Governors, 25-6 on the season. Mitchell will be open at 160. That's their only open weight class. So Pierre will start with a forfeit win and pretty much already leading 6-0. Then at 170 pounds, the first match that'll get wrestled has Trey Lewis, the junior for the Governors, at 23-6 on the season, taking on freshman Sean Foote of the Mitchell Kernels. At 182 pounds, Chance Sarda, 30-4, second ranked in the state, and the junior for the Governors taking on Seth Foote, the junior for the Kernels, who is 11-12 or so on the season. 195, Gavin Stotts, the senior, 28-7, will take on Connor Dagan of the Kernels, a junior. Dagan could be a tough matchup for Gavin Stotts. Stotts will be favored, but Dagan can provide some difficulty there. 220 pounds, Elijah Bucci. EJ, the sophomore, at 21-9 on the season, will take on Trevin Ostel, who started wrestling, who got his first varsity matches of the season this past weekend in Brookings. And at 285, it's Josh Rydberg, the senior for Pierre, 30-3 on the year. He'll take on senior Carson Podoratsky. The senior for the Kernels is 15-15. They'll roll the lineup back over, and at 106 pounds, the sophomore Jacob Mason will wrestle Pierre, the sophomore, 21-16 on the season. Colton Blow at 7-12 is a junior for Mitchell, will be his opponent there. At 113 pounds, as Alex Odekoven still deals with the wrist injury, Walker West will wrestle tonight. The freshman for Pierre, 15-10 on the year, will take on Cruz Allheiser of the Kernels. The senior is 13-12. And at 120, Lincoln Schoenhardt, the freshman for the Governors, 23-14, taking on Van Johnson, who moves up into the first string lineup for the Kernels tonight. 126, it's Lincoln Huska for Pierre, the sophomore, 6-15. He'll take on Penn Long of the Kernels. At 132, Hudson Schaefer, a freshman, 14-16 on the year, takes on Cale Vilhauer of the Kernels. And then at 138, Tristan Spencer, second ranked in the state. The junior is 27-3. He'll go against Caden Allen, a freshman for Mitchell, who just 6-13 on the season. At 145, Chase Sarda, the senior for the Governors, gets Kellen Odell, the sophomore of Mitchell, 3-15. Sarda, you'll notice, moving down to 145 pounds. Lucas Chamberlain has now moved into the 152-pound slot. Chamberlain, a junior, 13-4 on the year, gets returning state runner-up Jagger Tyler of the Mitchell Kernels, probably the face of the franchise for the Kernels. Tyler is 27-3 on the season. So for the Governors, starting at 160, Deegan Huska, Trey Lewis, Chance Sarda, Gavin Stotts, EJ Bucci, Josh Rydberg. Back at 106, it's Jacob Mason, Walker West, Lincoln Schoenhardt, Lincoln Huska, Hudson Schaefer, Tristan Spencer, Chase Sarda, and Lucas Chamberlain. The starting lineup brought to you by Montana Dakota Utilities, in the community to serve. And the names for the Kernels tonight, with an open weight class at 160, they'll bring Sean Foote, Seth Foote, Connor Dagan, Trevin Ostel, and Carson Podoratsky to the big weights. Also Colton Blow, Cruz Allheiser, Van Johnson, Penn Long, Cale Vilhauer, Caden Allen, Kellen Odell, and Jagger Tyler. Their starting lineup for the Mitchell Kernels. Again, brought to you by Montana Dakota Utilities, in the community to serve. Take another 3-minute timeout, and we'll get back, give you the mat officials, the law on the mat, when we return as well. After this break, you're listening to Pierre Governor Wrestling.
Smart grocery shopping takes a little bit of TLC. Lynn's Dakota Mart in Pierre is thrifty, local, and convenient. Lynn's Dakota Mart prides itself on their fresh produce, high-quality meats, and bakery goods. Grab some Caribou coffee while you shop, too. Lynn's Dakota Mart features a nice selection of beer, wines, and liquor. Stop at Dakota Mart Gas and save up to 20 cents per gallon every day. Take care of your prescription needs at Lynn's Dakota Mart Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Thrifty, local, convenient. Lynn's Dakota Mart in Pierre, your hometown neighborhood market.
Hey, new guy. Shovel, right?
Yeah, right. And I'm not exactly new. I've seen some action.
Yeah, what's your story?
Hey, my last gig, I nearly got electrocuted, almost drowned. That guy never called 811 to see if it was safe to dig.
Our guy calls every time he digs.
It's quick and easy. Any tool can do it. Calling 811 gets your underground utility lines marked for free.
Hey, safe digging is no accident. Always call 811 before you dig.
This message brought to you by Montana Dakota Utilities, in the community to serve.
Yesway customers can now experience fun at a whole new level with Allsup's brand products, like hearty and delicious, world-famous Allsup's burritos and Allsup's chimneys. Allsup's brand products, now available at Yesway. Yesway. Say yes to convenience.
This Governor Sports Moment is brought to you by the independent insurance team at Fisher Rounds & Associates in Pierre. Sydney Palmer is one of the very best ever to play Governor girls basketball. She remains Pierre's career points leader with 1,321. In her senior season, 2015, she set the Governor's single-season scoring record with 486 points, and her 111 career three-pointers are fourth in program history. Sydney Palmer, one of Pierre's finest. This Governor Sports Moment presented by Fisher Rounds & Associates in Pierre.
This fall, take some time to think about your future while the leaves make their way down to earth and the last sunset of summer leaves us with an autumn chill. It's time to grab the nearest foam finger and break out the face paint. Rush the stands with First Dakota National Bank and forget how to blink. Fall sports are back with jaw-dropping plays, an electric atmosphere, and epic scores. Make some noise with First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakotanationalbank.com. Member FDIC.
Buying or selling a home is an exciting time. Make the smart move of choosing the team at Kathy Sunshine Properties. Hi, this is Jackie Prouty from Kathy Sunshine Properties. Our office has been successfully serving the buyers and sellers of the Pierre-Fort Pierre area for over 48 years. We pride ourselves on repeat business, and it is our goal to provide you with superior service. Contact me, Jackie Prouty, at Kathy Sunshine Properties, 224-5588. We look forward to helping you with all your real estate needs.
Gift cards are great things to give as gifts. But when someone tells you you need to use a gift card to pay for something you owe, like utilities, taxes, and other fees, red flags should go off, and it should cause you to stop and think. Most legitimate companies will never tell you to pay with a gift card. Before you go to purchase these gift cards, please call Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986 and let them check things out for you, so you're not out of your hard-earned money.
Back in Mitchell as we continue our pre-match coverage here. The duel coming up, but it is senior night in Mitchell, and 7 seniors are being honored on the mat. Before we get into face-offs, they did play our national anthem here, so we're getting closer to the opening of our wrestling action here on the mat at Mitchell High. Seniors in the varsity lineup: Cruz Allheiser, Jagger Tyler, Carson Podorodsky being honored on the mat here, and they've got some others in that wrestling room as well who have been a part of the program. Trevin Austell, who will wrestle at 220 pounds, and also, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I only see 4 seniors on the weigh-in sheet from today, so perhaps some student managers and things like that also being honored here tonight. We gave you the starting lineups thanks to Montana Dakota Utilities. We also just heard from the folks of the South Dakota Attorney General's office and their Division of Consumer Protection. They give us the law on the mat tonight as our mat officials, who are licensed by the South Dakota High School Activities Association to officiate high school wrestling, to do the honors tonight. We did have middle school matches, and some of those were officiated by the football coach, Joe Van Overshield. Also, Brent Havlick. Actually, Kent Van Overshield is the football coach. Joe was a senior from last year. Also, Brent Havlick, another former Mitchell Kernels standout. So Brent Havlick and Joe Van Overshield doing some officiating tonight. And Zach Metler, a former West Central Trojan wrestler, is tonight's primary and varsity mat official tonight. He is the law on the mat. They're sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's office and their Division of Consumer Protection. So, as we get an opportunity to take a look at what is to come in Governor sports, let's keep in mind Governor girls basketball going on tonight at Riggs High Gym as they entertain Yankton. That matchup is on River 92.7. That coming after the Governor boys suffered another heartbreaking loss, a close one all the way. Nobody led by more than 6 points in the entire game. The Governors fall short at Yankton, 56-51. They are 8-6 on the season. They'll get Huron the Tigers at Riggs High Gym on Tuesday night on River 92.7. Here on KGFX, the Governor girls will go to Huron to battle the Tigers on Tuesday night. Also coming up this weekend, the Governor girls gymnastics squad will host the ESD conference meet. That's what we're trying to say, as that will start, I believe, at about 10 o'clock at Riggs High Gym tomorrow. So all the ESD schools who have gymnastics in their program will be at Riggs High tomorrow and go support the Governor girls in their ESD conference meet. State meet will be the following weekend, Friday and Saturday, and that is slated to be hosted by Aberdeen. Also, there's some hockey that's going to be played this weekend, Friday and Saturday nights, I believe it is, or Saturday night. I think it's Friday and Saturday. Maybe it's a hockey tonight with the Wahi Capitals boys squad hosting the Sioux Falls Flyers, and then both girls and boys will play Watertown tomorrow. So we give you a bit of an update there with the Wahi Capitals hockey and the schedule that they have going as well. As for wrestling tonight, the Governor boys here in Mitchell, the girls are in Canton in a big quadrangular hosted by the Canton Seahawks, who are the number 2 rated team behind Pierre in the DakotaGrappler.com rankings. And Pierre and Canton, also Harrisburg is there, and Spencer, Iowa, I believe it is, that has a good girls program. So really some of the best competition that Matt Thorson and his girls have a chance to participate in throughout the entire season, and teams that have a number of girls that fill most of the 10 weight classes. Of course, the Governors will fill them all. So good stuff there coming up this evening at Canton. Kind of wish we were there, but we'll have some good action coming up here in Mitchell tonight as well. Both girls and boys squads will go to Yankton tomorrow. The Yankton Invite coming up tomorrow in Yankton starting at 9 a.m. The opening match of tonight is brought to you by Lynn's Dakota Mart store in Fort Pierre and also in Pierre. Let's hear from them, and we're back to wrestling. You're listening to Pierre Governor Wrestling on KGFX and DRGnews.com.
Lynn's Dakota Mart in Fort Pierre. Check out their great selection in the meat, deli, and produce department, and hardware, as well as the rest of the store. The freshest and best quality in the area. Don't see what you need? Just ask. Their friendly staff is more than happy to help in any way possible. For any gathering, large or small, Lynn's Dakota Mart is there for you. Special orders and requests too. Smart grocery shopping takes a little TLC. Lynn's Dakota Mart in Fort Pierre. Thrifty, local, and convenient.
Back again in Mitchell as Lynn's Dakota Mart sponsors the opening tip or the kickoff, or in this case the opening raising of the hand at 160 pounds. Deegan Huska again wrestling against, well, he's unopposed as Mitchell is open at 160. So our first match tonight is at 170 pounds, and Trey Lewis, the junior for the Governors, wrestling Sean Foote of the Mitchell Kernels. Joining us tonight, not only doing camera duty, but a former Winter Warrior wrestler himself, is Caleb Brozick. And Caleb, I know you've been chomping at the bit to get a microphone on and help us out in doing some wrestling as we see Trey Lewis getting a takedown here.
Yeah, you know, Brian, it's been a hot minute since I've had a mic on, so it's kind of fun to be back in this kind of action.
Lewis has Foote in a cradle already here on the right side of the mat, and Zach Metler, the official, getting a close look. We've still not even gone 30 seconds in this one, as we'll see if Lewis can finish the deal here. We do expect some quick ones. Lewis will kind of give up on that, and a 5-point start here for Trey Lewis. One question I have for you, Caleb, is when you prepare for matches like Lewis, who, and a lot of the Governor wrestlers in particular, who will be kind of heavily favored in their matches, you kind of understand how the duel is going to come out. You just kind of go out here and on an individual basis. Now, this is a region match up here, so there is some seeding importance for a lot of these matches. But how much, as wrestling is a team sport, is we can't hardly talk about things. Trey Lewis is back at it again. As much as wrestling is a team sport, how much does an event like this and a duel like this become more where guys are going out and just doing the best they can because of an individual goal that they're trying to reach?
Well, you know, I mean, you brought it up with the region factor, and I mean, especially that plays into a duel like tonight even more. I mean, if every one of these matches is important to your end goal in February is, you know, you want to be on the top of the podium as high as you can, or at least on the left side in those those odd number placings. And tonight is just one of those nights that you got to come in and just take care of business and let the dual score worry about itself and just think about your match and break it down that way.
Absolutely. Trey Lewis gone to work, and he had a 3-point near fall, by the way, as we started that point. They came back from being out of bounds, and Sean Foote, got out. Lewis takes him down again, and once again, Sean Foote is in some trouble as the first period comes to an end. A high-scoring first period of wrestling for Trey Lewis. They'll update the score. I believe it's now 15-1. It says 10-1. Maybe it should be 13. There they go, 13-1. Trey Lewis will take the down to start the second period. 6-0 Governors lead. Once again, a forfeit win for Deegan Huska. To begin the night, we started at 160. We'll go to 285, start over at 106, come back all the way around to 152. Matt Official showing a clasp, and Trey Lewis gets a takedown.
And that should be a technical fall as well, Brian, with the violation there.
There it is, 16-1, 3 points for Lewis, a tech fall in just a time of 2:17, and the Governors will lead 11-0. This one finishing at 16-1. Let's take a quick 30-second break. We're back for 182 next. This is Governor Wrestling.
Flip your loan, lower your payment with great rates from Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union. This is Jody. Now is the time to refinance your vehicle or a recreational vehicle with rates as low as 2.3%. Plus, no payments for 90 days and $75 cash after finalization. Come see us on North Garfield Avenue at Northridge Plaza. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Back in Mitchell as our second match in our third weight class underway at 182 pounds. Chance Sarda wrestling for the Governors. He takes on junior Seth Foote, who is 11-12 for the Kernels. Sarda, great season going so far, 30-4. 30 seconds in, though, in this match, and they're still on their feet. Chance Sarda looking for his opening. Of course, if you've followed Mitchell wrestling recently, as Sarda takes his first shot, has one leg, you'll probably recognize the Foote name. Chance also almost had his signature headlock here, but he does have the takedown finished. Of course, Bo Foote, who was a heavyweight wrestler, had some great success for 4 years for the Kernels. It seemed like Bo Foote could beat everybody except for Nash Hutmaker from Chamberlain at the time. Cradled up is Foote here. Sarda had him on his back. He just got his 3 points, and then he puts him back down once again.
You know, Brian, just an early observation here. I'm really, first look at these Pierre Governors for me, wrestling-wise this year, and I'm really impressed with what the top work position that we've seen from these Governors early, really attacking offensively, that cradle, these Mitchell wrestlers kind of leaving their head and opportunities available, and just a lot of points scored from them early on.
And that's always the key. When we talked to Sean Lewis, as Sarda lets Foote up, he leads 5-1, 10 seconds to wrestle first period. We talked to the coach about key to success, and especially in matches where they are favored. Last time we had the Governors on the air was last Thursday when they hosted Yankton, and a lot of the matches that were wrestled, fairly easy matches for the Govs, but they were trying to conserve energy because they had Brandon Valley also that very night. But in this case, it is kind of about just asserting yourself, as you mentioned, and you'll see a lot of. We saw Trey Lewis high scoring, and here a rollover into a headlock, and this is exactly where Chance Sarda wants to be, because that's what he does best. But he will, it looks like here, try something different as well. So he got his 3 points to lead 10-1 after what became a 2-point reversal. But here, as we see Sarda, it kind of makes me think that he's trying to do some different things that maybe he's not more so used to doing. Just seeing how they turn out, because he's had Foote on his back a couple of times, but as soon as he gets his points, then he's kind of letting him up and trying something new.
And I mean, you mentioned earlier, we kind of talked about the individual aspect of a duel like tonight, and this is where like that wrestling practice that you've seen all week. It's the moves you were taught, and it's kind of a nice opportunity with a situation 10-1 lead that you can work on some of those options that come regions and state will make the difference, and you never know when those moves need to come out.
Absolutely. As long as you can recognize what's available to you when that moment presents itself. Out of bounds they'll go here. We're in the second period. Chance Sarda leading Seth Foote 10-1. The Governors, with the first 2 weight classes of the night, have a win by forfeit and a technical fall for Deegan Huska and also for Trey Lewis, respectively. It's 11-0 in the duel. Starting up again. And right away, Sarda locking up the head, and he's got it locked up along with the left arm. So through the shoulder, he'll roll him over.
And so, Brian, I guess that's another move early that I've noticed these Governors kind of going after. Back in winter, we call it the Gregory, and I guess I don't really know. I'm assuming it comes from the Gorillas in some aspect. But it's nice to see to move really not really high risk, and kind of gives you that opportunity to score from that awkward position where your opponent feels comfortable to come out in front and thinks they're going to score.
Another rollover here. Now seconds being counted. Quick 5 there for Chance Sarda, as he'll roll Foote over once again, and the second period comes to an end. 13-1 now. Chance Sarda will go to the third 2-minute period. And again, when you're in a tournament, the Governors, as they did this past weekend in Brookings, got a lot of bonus points, and they ran up the score 287.5 to West Central's 172.5 in second place. But that's been the mantra of the Governors, to score those bonus points as much as possible. Here's Sarda, got Foote on his back again after a takedown to make it 15-1. So this match will end here. Now it's his opportunity to see if he can get him pinned. As Sarda has just worked on his scoring throughout much of this match. There it is. Go ahead, Caleb.
I was just going to say, look, a moment like that is one. I'm sure Coach Lewis would like to see more of the pin finish, especially when you come later season. You want those bonus points for everything team aspect-wise, and just a nice opportunity to kind of work on it. That one doesn't quite shape out the way you'd like to see it. I mean, it's still a technical fall win, but obviously your bonus points for the pin are ideally what you want. So.
And I think most people realize that the Chance Sarda, when he gets you in a headlock, it's pretty much a done deal a lot of times, and it could have just as well happened that way. It's inconsequential now as we move on. Governors lead in the duel 16-0. And we've got action so far at 195 as Gavin Stotts is on the mat, the senior for the Governors, taking on Connor Dagan of the Mitchell Kernels. I mentioned Dagan could provide some toughness here for Stotts. Stotts the aggressor as he's taking the shots, but here on the near side at the near edge of the mat, in front of a scorer's table, Stotts has not been able to get Dagan turned over as of yet. Stotts has an opportunity here. He got that shoulder, got it up and under. Now a 2-point takedown for Gavin Stotts. And Caleb Gavin is a guy that has had the strength, but now I think he's got senior strength this time, and is able to. He's always had the moves as well, but now I think he's got the combination of size and speed that he really needs, and technique that he needs to place high in that state tournament coming up.
Sure. That's, some of those kids, that's just kind of the way it works out. I mean, I guess I was always told coming up in winter that, sometimes that freshman, sophomore, junior year, it's kind of more about taking some lumps and kind of learning from them so that when it is your turn, you get to give them back out in situations. And it sounds like that's what Mr. Stotts has done and continues to do, hopefully, going forward.
Well, Gavin had a 2-point takedown. It didn't last. He let up Dagan, and now he's got another takedown. So 15 seconds to go in the first period here at 195, and Stottsy has a 4-1 lead. Dagan's been in the wrestling room for a couple of years so far, at least at the varsity level for Mitchell. First period horn will sound. Governors again lead the duel 16-0. Stotts has a 4-1 lead that he will take to the second period. First choice here goes to the Mitchell wrestler. He'll stay on the mat. Take to the down position. Dagan doesn't have the number of matches so far this year, 12-9. And again, the records I have here for the Mitchell wrestlers are a little bit unofficial. Dagan unable to get turned around. Stotts takes advantage, and Gavin Stotts.
That one looks pretty tight there, Brian.
It does. It does. Somehow that left shoulder is not pinned as of yet, and that's where Stotts is trying to put all of his weight here. Right near the middle of the mat. Now it's the right shoulder. Now it's back to the left as he rolls it, trying to stay off. Kicking and squirming. Zach Metler about got kicked right upside the head there, the mat official. Stotts will stay with him. And Dagan will get face down, so he is not pinned as of yet. Gavin Stotts will tack on 3 back points here, though, and he will lead 7-1. How much of a helpless feeling do you get when you are darn near pinned like that, and it's either you just seem like you've got no option, but somehow you still get out of it, and that's got to be at least for a brief moment quite a sigh of relief there for Connor Dagan.
Well, I mean, the sigh of relief is the perfect word, because normally about that time, by the time you get off your back, your opponent is already working some sort of other pinning combination, and you realize how much energy you just exhume trying to fight off your back. And I think you can kind of see it here as well on the face of Connor
Dagan. Yep. 7-1. Stott still working. Trying to get behind that left arm. See if he can chicken wing him over a little bit here, but Dagan fighting that off. Down to 10 seconds left. This is a case now where Dagan wrestling well defensively as he's trying to maybe first and foremost prevent bonus points being scored by the Pierre wrestler. Third period will commence here shortly as we've got a 7-1 match score. Stotts, again, one of 7 tournament champions at the Brookings Invite over the weekend. 4 in a row that the Govs had with Huska, Lewis, Sarda, and Stotts from 160 to 195. Josh Rydberg will see at 285. Also Lincoln Schoenhardt at 120. Tristan Spencer at 138 with tournament championships too. I forgot where we started here. Was Stotts in the down here?
Yes, he is. And I like the move there to kind of put that pressure on the back hip of Dagan, and just kind of the only thing I would, I guess, like to see differently, Brian, from Stotts there would have been elevating that near side or that ankle that he did have in control, but you know, he's not doing any harm there himself as he's going to finish off that pin.
So he got a 2-point reversal to make it 9-1, but in a time of 4 minutes and 38 seconds, Stotts will tack on 6 to the score. Let's take a quick 30-second break. Govs lead 22-0 on KGFX.
Competitive pay, check. A rewarding and fun environment, check. And best of all, caring for residents and being a part of an amazing team, check and check. Hi, this is Kim Brackey from Edgewood and Pierre. We are looking for more dedicated healthcare heroes to join our team. Do you know what makes working at Edgewood so great? We provide care in a fun working environment where you will experience a warm welcome from our amazing team and residents. Come work for a purpose. Give us a call at 494-3400 to learn more. Edgewood, where home and healthcare meet.
Back in Mitchell and quickly up at 220 pounds, Elijah Bucci wrestling against Trayvon Ostel. Ostel is senior. Bucci, the sophomore, has him on his back, and Ostel trying to get out of it. Bucci couldn't hold it. He'll get back points. It's 5-0. Ostel got out of it and almost got a 1-point escape, but Bucci manages to get him back on the mat. And now Bucci will have him rolled over. Ostel new to the sport, I believe. I know he only got 2 matches in Brookings, his first 2 of the season, as he was honored here on senior night at Mitchell High. There's the pin for EJ as a time of 1 minute even, and the Governors advance to a 28-0 lead. That's our score on the Wagner Auto scoreboard from Wagner Auto Company in Pierre. They're the one place to go. Interesting matchup coming up now is Josh Rydberg at 285 pounds. I believe he's 3rd ranked in the state, 30-3 on the year. Carson Podorowski, his opponent. Podorowski, a senior. Rydberg goes right at him with a single leg, takes him down over to the left side, 2-0. It is Rydberg. Now, Rydberg's got him down, but how much is it going to take to get him over? I've got the weigh-in sheet here tonight, and there's a 50-pound difference between these two guys. Podorowski weighs in at 275, whereas Rydberg goes 225 in this one. Rydberg working up top, and now he's got Podorowski, but out of bounds will be the ruling. And 40 seconds in, a 2-0 lead for Joshua Rydberg. False start here on the first caution for Rydberg. Looked like he just slipped as he came in with the right arm around. Caleb, you never wrestled in the heavyweight class, but I think you wrestled with guys who were a little bit undersized. What does it take when you're giving up 50 pounds in a match to get a guy on his back, even though Rydberg's got something working here?
Well, in Rydberg's case, I would say wrestle the way he did. I mean, I was really impressed there. Josh doesn't really wrestle like your stereotypical heavyweight, very confident, comfortable on top, again, like most of the pure wrestlers are, but very atypical compared to most heavyweights, I would say, Brian.
So a time of 103, the win by fall there, and the Governors have won the first 6 weight classes with 1 forfeit, 3 wins by fall now in a row. 2 Tech Falls in there too, and they lead 34-0. So from big to the little guys, the 106-pounders are out there now. Sophomore Jacob Mason at 21-16 for the Governors. He takes on Colton Blow, the junior. That's 7-12 on the year. Governors, as mentioned, leading 34-0. Mason, an up-and-comer here, as he had Blow down to the mat, but nothing done, and they separate, and they're neutral still. No scoring yet. Both wrestlers trying to pick their spots here. It's interesting that in this case, for the most part, these Pierre and Mitchell wrestlers, they know each other pretty well, so maybe it does take them a little while to find their spots to take a shot here. Do you ever feel that way, that it just doesn't feel right, so you kind of wait for the next opening? Lo and behold, you're on your feet for about a minute and a half doing nothing.
See, a lot of matchups I had, Brian, I could say a lot of my first period matches were kind of similar situations where it is just a lot of feeling out your opponents. It doesn't matter how many times you see them, because you both know your offenses so well that you kind of know you can expect a single leg here or a double leg here.
There's a takedown here. Nope, that's waved off. Jacob Mason doesn't have it quite yet. So still no scoring here. 25 seconds to go, first period. Mason is above Colton Blow here, but now it's Blow who gets the takedown, and Mitchell will have a match lead for the first time here. So Blow tries to get him rolled over. Mason had a chance to do the rolling himself, but the first period will come to an end. Now you get an idea of just how loud it can get in here. Mitchell fans getting behind one of their own here, and Governor fans who always travel well, they'll provide their own volume as well. So 2-0, it is Colton Blow in the lead. And again, these two teams were both in Brookings, so they got some matches against each other last weekend. Trying to give you an idea of just some of the matches that were wrestled. In fact, Jacob Mason, this is one of those where these two wrestlers did not see each other in Brookings a week ago. Now Mason trying to turn things around here. Still working on it, but Blow still has him by the lower right leg.
This is a situation, Brian, instead of that hand on the right, or that right ankle there from Blow, I would think Mason looking to hook that near side ankle instead with his own would cause like a little bit more of a position where the takedown would be awarded, as we see.
Takedown is now. That's Jacob Mason. So neutral start to this one, but a takedown here to tie it up, and it's 2-2. Now Mason can go to work, as any kind of a hold that Colton Blow had on him has disappeared. Down to 40 seconds to wrestle. We're in the second period. Good matchup here going on at 1:06 so far. Mason seemed like he had to work awful hard just to get that one takedown. Now, as Blow trying to prevent any form of advance by here by Jacob Mason. Mason finding it a little tough going here if he wants to do some more scoring. Mason forcing that right wrist behind the back, but he'll give up on that. Now he'll come up around the neck area again. But 3-2-1, and our second period comes to an end. 2-2 tie. Our first match that may very well go the distance. Colton Blow's choice as, well, I take that back. It was Mason's choice. He goes to the down. Blow will let him up, and he thinks his best chances are going to be from on his feet. Now 3-2. Interesting choice there as, it might have been an inevitability anyway. You look at the stature of these two wrestlers. Mason's quite a bit taller. Lankiness is a good thing in wrestling when you got two evenly matched up kids out there. Oh, here comes Colton Blow.
Well, actually, Brian, that's something I think from Blow. It's a smart decision. It gives you the whole 2-minute clock. But if you're Mason at the same time, this whole third period, if you do end up somehow giving up this takedown, it's something to not worry about as much, being down one and having more extra time to get that extra escape. And there's no criteria rules here at the high school level like there is Olympic, world stage level, so it kind of makes you feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah. 2-point takedown here. Jacob Mason got the job done near the top of the circle. We're in the final minute of this match, third period. Good battle here for Jacob Mason. He got a fourth place finish at that Brookings invite. Couple of seconds counted, but not enough for back points. Mason lost 12-1 to Tate Helmbolt of Brookings. Also was pinned by Owen Fisher of Millbank in that third place match in Brookings. Now a rollover here.
Nice butcher locked up. And I guess depending on what we're looking, 2 points for a major here in the last couple seconds. After the near fall will get awarded.
Yep.
8-2.
There it is. 3 back points. Still 10 seconds to go. And this is the interesting thing of how you play this. One more crossface, Mason trying, but that'll end with an 8-2 decision victory for Jacob Mason, and the Governors advance their lead now to 37-0. We pause for 30 seconds, hitting halftime here at Mitchell. You're listening to Pierre Governor Wrestling.
When you need building supplies, there's no need to go anywhere except to Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. Bauman Lumber is locally owned and offers quality products, expert advice, free estimates, and free local delivery for large or small projects. Whether it's a home improvement project, remodel job, or all new construction, they even welcome special orders. Quality building materials and affordable prices for residential or commercial projects can be found at Bauman Lumber, 1223 Sale Barn Road, Fort Pierre, or call 223-9762.
Welcome back to Mitchell. We go to 113 pounds as Cruz Allheiser, the senior for the Kernels, taking on freshman Walker West. Governors have claimed the first 7 weight classes. This will be one, though, where the Kernels would be favored in, as Allheiser already has a 2-0 takedown on the freshman West of Pierre. Allheiser with a second-place finish in the Brookings invite over the weekend. Did defeat West by fall along the way. Walker West has been a good JV wrestler for the Governors. He is filling in for Alex Odekoven, the top of the line for the Governors in that 113-pound weight class, as last week on Monday in practice, it was Odekoven suffering a wrist injury, and I believe even a broken bone in his wrist, so he is out for a significant period of time. Hopefully, the Governors will get him back. Here's Allheiser working, though, with a 2-0 lead. Walker West with some preventative wrestling, but Allheiser keeps coming after him. And face down, belly down once again here for Walker West. So he is preventing a little more scoring going on here. Allheiser's got no quit in him, though.
No. Did a nice job there splitting the legs to get to this Turk to even score some near fall points.
5 seconds counted already, so 3 back points pending. And they'll award them here. 5-0 now. It's Allheiser in front with 5 seconds to go, and he wants a cradle before he's done in this first period, but he won't have time to count any points up on this one. 5-0. Cruz Allheiser in the lead here at 113 pounds. 113. Kernels will be favored also at 152 with Jagger Tyler. Tyler listed in the Dynamite Dozen at DakotaGrappler.com. Top ranked in his weight class, but Lucas Chamberlain will be ready to give it a go against Tyler a little bit later on. We continue here at 113 into the second period. The Mitchell Wrestler with a 5-0 lead, but the Governors lead the duel 37-0. Allheiser near the bottom edge of the circle, right in front of us. He'll run out of room as he takes another shot. This is a case here, Caleb, where you've got a senior against a freshman, and I think just body-wise you can tell the difference in between the senior and the freshman. Takedown here for Allheiser. 7-0, he has the lead as he works to get Walker West turned over again. Looked like West was in trouble, and he still is now.
Actually, if he can shoot that right arm through, he should be able to get it turned over again, but
there's a pin.
That's something seniors just really don't let happen, Brian.
Job well done here. 3 minutes and 7 seconds. Cruz Allheiser puts Mitchell on the board. Governors still lead the duel 37-6 on the Wagner Auto scoreboard. Wagner Auto in Pierre, the one place to go as we keep it here again for 120 pounds. And now Lincoln Schoenhardt takes to the mat for the Governors. 23-14 on the season. Van Johnson is his opponent. And quick takedown and an escape already.
Brian, that might have been one of the prettiest slide-bys I think I've seen in a few years there.
I actually missed it. I was looking on my my lineup sheet here. Schoenhardt again, though, taking him down.
I think that's the beauty of the slide by Brian, is that it happens so quick. If you blink, you do miss a move like that.
Schoenhardt got a pretty good hold up top, but he's trying to work that right arm through the legs, maybe to curl him up. Still hanging on with that left arm on the right shoulder now as he works to get Van Johnson turned over once again. And he's going to have to retool here. Johnson got to his feet, but Schoenhardt keeps him low to the mat. First minute gone by, first period, Schoenhardt leading 4-1. Lincoln, another wrestler for the Governors that continues to improve over the course of this season. This is already his third varsity season. Wrestled at 106, both as a 7th grader, 113 as an 8th grader. Now here 120 as a freshman, and he's got his man down, turned around for 3 seconds. Got 2 back points pending here. Since this latest takedown, Caleb, Lincoln has not let go of that shoulder. He's got a pretty good hold of the upper arm of his opponent here.
Just a beautiful, ride effort. I was always a person I'd like to chop and trap it low. Lincoln staying up top, and persistence is a wonderful thing, and I think, maybe not this first period as we time out here, but I think second, third period, as you get tired as a wrestler, that's a move that you will see that cradle happen here going forward.
Back points awarded there for Schoenhardt, so he ups the lead to 6-1. And his choice to start the second period. He had a good start to the first one from neutral, so he'll go neutral again here. Van Johnson staying on his feet. locking up Schoenhardt. Johnson getting a little aggressive here so far in the second period. He'll try to roll him over, but Schoenhardt rolls through it. And Schoenhardt has a leg underneath. Now both back on their feet. Good move for Johnson, but maybe Schoenhardt saw that coming and he was able to continue the roll and roll right on through it.
And that was just a fun little, I mean, only about 5 seconds of scrambling, Brian, but that's where wrestling gets really enjoyable when you hit those moments where anything seems like it can happen.
Lower leg here taken by Schoenhardt as they were out of bounds and have reset with 1:15 to wrestle, second period. 6-1, Schoenhardt of Pierre leading Johnson of Mitchell. Now Schoenhardt with Johnson on his back. 2-point takedown makes it 8-1. Not quite on his back technically, but there he'll force the angle of the shoulders, but only for 3 seconds. Good enough for 2 points as soon as that can be awarded. And it is now 10-1, a major margin here now for Lincoln Schoenhardt. 40 seconds to go. Another good opportunity here.
Ooh. Thought we saw the second count there, Brian, for a second listening to the referee, but just short of it for some more near fall.
Schoenhardt still going after it. Van Johnson did not wrestle in Brookings this past weekend. Mitchell has left a couple of weight classes open, and at least in that tournament, and I believe in their own tournament, the Jerry Opbrook 2 weeks ago. But they're filling all weight classes but one here tonight. Well, pretty good job for Van Johnson to stay off his back, even got up on his feet, but didn't get an escape. Schoenhardt still maintained a bit of control. He leads 10-1. He certainly controls the match yet as we get ready to start the third period. Mitchell's choice, Johnson takes the down. Schoenhardt working with his right arm wrapped around. Lincoln has been in the upper controlling position here for much of this match, so nothing new here, and he's trying to get a cradle locked up, get him turned over. There it is.
I think that persistence, I talked about it in the first. I think it finally paid off there in the third for Lincoln Bryan.
So another 3 seconds, but a good kick out here for Van Johnson. Was able to get rid of that hold. Johnson getting up here. 2 back points for Schoenhardt makes it 12-1. And now an escape awarded for the Mitchell wrestler. Now 12-2 in this match. They'll break free. Johnson backs up. Back to the middle. A reset here with 1 minute. Now counting down third period. Still a major margin and a cushion for Lincoln Schoenhardt. But he'll try to stay aggressive and get some more. Here's another takedown for Lincoln. 14-2, the lead is 12. Lincoln right now would like to get him turned over and see if he can finish this with a technical fall at the very least. Just needs 3 more points for that.
And he's gonna
there it is.
I think this one, from here, Brian, most of the time these ones end in pin when you get a wrestler stacked up like that. Surprised Johnson was able to kind of suck his head back up from underneath.
Only 2 points on that one, so it's still a 14-point match, 16-2. Schoenhardt going to try for one more. He gets that right arm again. 9 seconds to go. Lincoln doesn't have enough to get him turned over as of yet. Johnson grabbed the leg, and this one will come to an end. It's a major decision for Lincoln Schoenhardt. 16-2, and the Govs lead 41-6. Let's break away for 30 seconds. We're back with more Pierre Governor Wrestling.
For reliable, safe, efficient, and economical electrical work, call Ferding Electric. Ferding Electric staffs licensed, knowledgeable electricians to help you with all your electrical projects. New construction, rewires, or upgrades, residential or commercial, Ferding Electric knows how to get the job done right. Call Ferding Electric at 224-8684. Stop in at 2903 East Elizabeth, just off the truck bypass. See Ferding.com or find them on Facebook. Ferding Electric, licensed electricians, quality service, and dependable products since 1956.
Back in Mitchell and up to 126 pounds we go. We've got 5 weight classes left here in this duel as the Governors lead the Kernels now 41-6. At 126, it's sophomore Lincoln Huska of the Pierre Governors taking on 8th grader Penn Long of the Mitchell Kernels. And 30 seconds into the match, both wrestlers had opportunities, but Penn Long finally gets the takedown as he'll strike first on Lincoln Huska. Long, just an 8th grader, he leads 2-0. And one word that Sean Lewis said in our pregame conversation talking about Mitchell was youthful. And you got an 8th grader out here now. Huska breaks free for an escape, but definitely if you're throwing 8th graders to the Governors against sophomores and juniors and things like that, I mean, youthful is a pretty good word for it.
Well, and this youth, at least here we're seeing at 26, Brian seems really comfortable with being the younger wrestler in this situation and definitely not shying away from any sort of action.
Yeah. Yes, Huska came after him, but Penn Long locked him up. Tried to throw him, but he's out of bounds. Didn't get that quite done. Still leading 2-1 is the Mitchell wrestler, Penn Long. Lincoln Huska, a sophomore, which is youthful enough, but in his experience on the wrestling mat, still quite youthful. We've got a young fan who is not a mat tapper, getting his way across the mat. Long, by the way, got another takedown, leading 4-1, and he's got Huska curled up in the cradle. So Penn Long, impressive first period here. Huska's got to try to stay off of his back for the last 10 seconds of this first period now. Huska sits 6-15 on the season and saved by the horn in this case. 3 back points though for Penn Long. And he was announced as an 8th grader. Body-wise, he doesn't really look quite like an 8th grader. This guy's pretty impressive. But that is what he is in the program too. Wow. So good first period. He leads 7-1 as Huska works from the down position to start the second period. He almost got out, but Long gets him right back. And he will work underneath the chin and across. Right arm to that left shoulder and try to get that cradle up here again. Long also did not wrestle, so this is a guy that I would imagine has had his matches. I'm not really sure. I'd have to look back probably on some tournament play to see what kind of record he's put together this year. He does have a bit of a brace on his left knee, so that might have caused him some problems over the course of the season from time to time. So far, looking good. Huska not able to get to break free after starting the period in the down.
Yeah, Brian, this isn't normal for what you see from an 8th grader at any level of high school wrestling. Long looking just comfortable every aspect so far from what we've seen of this match, and just I think Mitchell's got a pretty good young wrestler coming up within him.
Cradled him up again. Huska's on his back. 40 seconds to go. We're in the second period. 7-1. Penn Long leading, and he's going to get some more at the very least here. Yes, Huska in trouble. And really here, if you get success from one 8th grader, perhaps the rest of that 8th grade class from Mitchell starts to follow suit. We've got a whistle.
It's like some
and a blood timeout, our first blood timeout. 3 back points will be awarded, and Lincoln Huska, some blood coming from the nose. Timeouts in our broadcast of any variety are brought to you by Agtegra, and Agtegra reminds farmers that acres ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local Agtegra cooperative today. This one looks like it's going to take more than just a couple of moments to plug it up. Zach Metler says cut time. And we'll be getting ready to go again. Let's check in on the Governor girls basketball squad. 40-6. Oh my goodness, leading the Yankton Gazelles They ran off 30 in a row. In fact, a 30-0 run, helping Pierre to that 40-6 halftime lead. Lennox Dupree with 9 points, Avery Kaiser with 9, Reese Terwilliger with 8 points. So far, Remy Price, by the way, Remington Price just 1 3-pointer shy of the all-time record for Pierre Governor girls basketball. One short of Emily Michelson's all-time record, but Remy is scoreless so far in that first period. Looks like they'll need some more time. This Agtegra timeout will extend. Let's take a quick 30-second break, send it back to studio. We're back with more Pierre Governor Wrestling.
Hey, it's the old top Gator here with Gator's Pizza Pasta Subs in the Northridge Plaza. Ready for something new and out of the normal pizza world? Pop on out and try Gator's new Peachy Serrano Chicken Pizza, an aromatic bouquet of sweet peaches, an amazing flavorful spicy Serrano chili sauce, accompanied with our seasoned chicken, real mozzarella and cheddar cheese. The spice level is about an 8 out of 10 on this item. Gator's has dine-in, carry-out, or curbside pickup, or delivery through DoorDash. Gator's Pizza Pasta Subs in the Northridge Plaza.
Gotta go to Gator's Pizza Pasta Subs.
Well, back in Mitchell, and both nostrils are plugged up here for Lincoln Huska. Penn Long having quite a match. There's 18 seconds still to wrestle in this second period. They're still cleaning up blood. And Caleb Brozick, you had a thought that maybe Lincoln Huska might have had suffered a broken nose here.
Yeah,
you speculate.
Very much so. I mean, just personal experience. I know both normal double nostrils taking a while for blood time. Might be a little crooked after the duel. I guess we'll find out afterwards. But
I tell you what, the way Penn Long has been wrestling in this one, I mean, he's been very active, and a lot of times, sometimes you get that wayward forearm bone right across the face.
Yes, indeed, and I can also speak from experience with the double plug nose. It's not exactly the most fun next 2 minutes that you're going to see from him.
No.
It's just really fun to try to breathe through it, and I guess I've never been a mouth breather, Brian, but sometimes you got to learn.
Huska's in the up here. Penn Long takes the down to start the third period, so with a 10-1 lead, the Mitchell wrestler in good shape, but Lincoln Huska, after Long got on his feet, gets him back to the mat, so a good return there for Huska. We'll see if Huska can get anything done here offensively. First time in the up position in this match. And Penn Long, who had a very good first 2 periods here. And one thing about an 8th grader, I guess this would be a good time to see just how much gas he's got in the tank. Can he continue to work hard from underneath and get out of this hold? Right now, it hasn't happened.
Well, and I mean, I guess when you talk about high school wrestlers taking the next step to college wrestling, a lot of the time the concerns for college wrestling coaches is this bottom position. And, I guess it kind of comes down to the same thing from middle school to high school, seeing that jump. And, some of these older kids just a little bit more aggressive on top than what you're seeing at these younger levels. And Penn Long still kind of struggling with it.
Huska's still working up top. One of those nose plugs has popped out, so we'll see how long this lasts. But look at Lincoln Huska coming from behind, had a cradle, but now Penn Long is able to come over the top. That's a 2-point reversal. 12-3, the current score. 2 back points for Lincoln Huska, 2 points for the reversal. It's Long trying to get Huska stuck. Here at 126 pounds, and he does with 20 seconds to go. Good match there for Penn Long. 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Mitchell will tack on 6. The new score 41-12. The Governors lead here in the duel, and they're already ready to go at 132 pounds. So Hudson Schaefer will come out, and he'll take on Cale Vilhauer. 2 freshmen out here, one for Mitchell, one for the Governors. Hudson Schaefer, 14-16 on the season. He comes right after him, up and underneath. Vilhauer, a good wrestling name here for Mitchell. 2-point takedown here for Hudson Schaefer.
Yeah, and if you're Vilhauer, not the position you want to try to stick through. Already giving up the takedown. Needs probably best to just bail on that one and cut your losses.
And get on your belly.
Yep.
And that's kind of what he did. And now a stalling call on Hudson Schaefer.
Well, yep, Schaefer's going to ask for it, but it's the right call. That ankle of Vilhauer just trapped up underneath and sitting on it for too long. The referee will give a nice count, and you've got 5 seconds there to get off of it before you see that stalling call there.
Good look there by Zach Metler. We've seen Zach doing some good officiating. He's still quite a young guy. Not too far out of high school, but probably mid-20s by now. But as that brings up a point, too, here as Schaefer continues to work up top. He leads 2-0. We're a minute into this match, but you know, as Caleb, as this state and pretty much the entire country is starving for people to step up and do high school officiating or officiating of anything, it's the wrestling community, I think, where the people are, young wrestlers are more readily available and ready to get into the officiating because they want to give back to the sport.
Yep, and see, I guess at least from my graduating year, I can go back and I can think of 4 or 5 different wrestlers that are now across the state, all certified and actually out and running matches now. And it's just kind of that trend. I'd like to say give back is part of the reason, but I think some of it's we can't really let go of the sport.
You don't want to leave the sport. Yeah, absolutely.
Plus, I suppose you yell at these. I mean, not yell, because obviously as an athlete, you probably don't want to make enemies with the official, but you argue with some of the calls sometimes, and it's kind of fun to be on the other end of it as well.
Here's Schaefer trying to force a half Nelson on his man Vilhauer at the end of the first period, but just at the horn it finally got him on his back. That's a little too late, though. So a 2-0 lead for Hudson Schaefer. And he'll defer, so Mitchell will take the choice to start the second period. Schaefer will end up on top once again as Vilhauer down to all fours. Left arm wrapped around. Well, Hudson Schaefer, see if he goes back to what he had working toward the end of that first period here. Trying to get Vilhauer rolled over, but Vilhauer keeps his head up and out, but there's that Schaefer cradle now. Vilhauer on his back here. There it is. I was waiting. It looked pretty good there for Schaefer. 24 seconds into the second period. Pierre will tack on 6. It's 47-12. We're back at 30 seconds to go to 138 next. This is Governor Wrestling.
Taking care of your vehicles since 1980, TMA and Pierre has been serving Central South Dakota for over 42 years, and the Ultimate Tire Store has new owners. Bruce and Brenda Lounsbury, TMA employee for 30 years, has purchased TMA. You can still expect quality service and products from your hometown-owned business. Tires, mufflers, alignments, oil changes, brakes. Call 605-224-6167. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. TMA, next to Northridge Plaza in Pierre.
Back at it in Mitchell at 138 pounds. One of the best in the state is Tristan Spencer, the junior for the Governors at 27-3, as he takes on Caden Allen, a freshman showing some activity. Allen 6-13 on the year so far as of last weekend's Brookings Invitational. Spencer hasn't got him down as of yet. Hey, we want to congratulate Remington Price. In that third period, she set the all-time record for three-pointers in girls basketball, Pierre Governor history. 2 threes, and Remy now with 176 in her career. It started as a freshman. She has passed Emily Michelson to become the all-time three-point queen in Pierre Governor basketball history. Govs lead after 3, 53-14 over Yankton. Spencer working now on Caden Allen. He has the cradle here. First minute's gone by in the first period. 5 seconds, good enough for 3 points, and Spencer will tire of that, and he'll let him loose. 5-1 after the 1-point escape. Spencer comes right back. Actually, Allen took the shot at him, and Spencer caught him and got him down again. And he'll let him up again. 7-2, updated score. Now Tristan Spencer looks to go in scoring mode.
See, one of my favorite parts about wrestling, Brian, is definitely got to be watching the demeanor of some of these wrestlers as they're on the mat. And I'm just, you the way you carry yourself through takedowns and when you go out of bounds and come to reset, a lot of the times it correlates to, scores like we see here in this one as we get see another takedown and a 9-2 advantage now.
Yeah, Spencer was he knew it. He knows what he's doing. He wanted to get right back there, get back at it again. Did a good head throw to set this one up. First period done. Spencer scores well, 9-2. He has the lead. And Mitchell will defer here, so Spencer will go to the down as we'll begin another 2 periods of wrestling. 2 minutes at least in this one. This one plus 2 more weight classes to go here in Mitchell. We started at 160. We're going to 152. Currently at 138. Spencer on his feet. Allen tried to pick him up, put him back down. He's being called for a clasp, it looks like, so a penalty point awarded to Spencer, plus a 2-point reversal for Tristan, who now leads 12-2. Give Allen another one. Spencer will go into scoring mode again. Well, that is his intention. The pick of the leg here near the edge in the Governor bench. That's 2 points. He'll let him up again. Now 14-4. 10-point lead for Spencer. Coming up and under once again. These farm kids, I tell you what, they there's some great wrestlers that make a living on the farm of the ranch spread. And, Tristan Spencer, one of them. 16-4, he has the lead. How many of those Winter Warriors you tangled with came up on in a rural setting there? Here's a cradle, by the way. Think about that for a while. And technical fall. This match will come to an end. Tristan Spencer, as good as advertised, 19-4. He gets the win in this one. The Governors up their lead now to 52-12. See some hay bale throwers in your time?
It's more hard to think because I'm pretty sure, obviously the varsity guys, Brian, but I think if I went through the entire roster, it's probably a fair, 3/4 or, 6/8, 7/8 kind of situation. Most of the team, it seemed like we're always out throwing calves, throwing bales.
Chase Sarda getting right at it. We're good. We're up to 145 pounds. Sarda has wrestled all season at 152, but dropping down now as the senior decided he wanted to go for 145. And what do you call this?
That one there would be just a nice
up and through the legs, and he just got him on his back. And job well done here for Sarda.
To answer, banana split, Brian, is what we called that one back in winter.
32 seconds the time on that one, so we've got one more match to go. The Governors lead 58-12. But here comes a good one, perhaps. The #1 wrestler in the state at 152 is this guy for the Mitchell Kernels, Jagger Tyler. 27-3 on the season. He takes on Lucas Chamberlain. Chamberlain has gotten a 13-4 record on the varsity ranks, but he's been at JV at 152 for most of the season. We talk about Chase Sarda moving down. Jackson Ducheneau, who's put together a very fine season, has done his part for the team and will step aside and continue to compete in that wrestling room to help these guys out. Tyler gets the takedown here on Chamberlain. He'll try to roll him over. Sometimes there's good problems to have. Unfortunately, somebody who's really good has to kind of sit one out, and Jackson Ducheneau is that guy right now. But that's happened before a number of times in the Pierre Governor wrestling room for sure, and I'm sure a lot of other places around the state.
Yeah, Brian, it's just, this one especially, I suppose, a really big match when you think about region seedings. That when it comes down to it, you don't really want to necessarily give up any sort of extra criteria when it comes to having to worry about it. Obviously, Mr. Tyler's got quite the resume already to where you're going to see him be seated really well down the stretch, but you also don't want to put yourself in a worse position based on that criteria.
Tyler letting Chamberlain up, so a 1-point escape makes it 2-1. Jagger Tyler leading. Lucas Chamberlain, who's been a varsity wrestler in his freshman and sophomore years, wrestling up at 170. Not only was he undersized as a freshman, he was wrestling up as a freshman. Now back to a maybe more natural weight here at 152. Been thrown to the wolves here, but I think a big opportunity here for Lucas Chamberlain to show what he's got. Here against Jagger Tyler. Tyler spinning around, gets an ankle or a single leg. Chamberlain trying to fight that off. Of course, the Governors, as we mentioned, had Chase Sarda at 152, and maybe Sarda's trying to avoid a guy like Jagger Tyler from within his own region, as a late takedown gives Tyler a 4-1 lead. One of those takedowns that you really, if you're Lucas Chamberlain, would love to have back, because you hate to give those up in the last few seconds of a period. Now here as Chamberlain starts in the down, second period. This is our final match of the night. So the Governors, of course, have won the duel, improving to 11-1 on the season, 6-1 against ESD teams. They've got one more match, one more duel to go, and that'll be against Aberdeen at home Thursday next week. Tyler looking for an opening here. Working up top of Lucas Chamberlain. Chamberlain got him face down again. Working through that right arm. And he's got him turned over. Chamberlain maybe for a few seconds. Actually no points pending, so Chamberlain fights that off.
You know, Brian, I mean, I know we're only a minute through here the second period, but got to give Chamberlain credit. This doing a nice job giving Jagger more than what he wants in a situation like this, and really slowing down the offense, and even from the feet, and now even from this bottom position here, and just fighting everything off as tough as you can.
Really would have been a great match if Sarda was in this one, I believe, but it is Chamberlain. And as we say, Lucas has the experience to really make this a difficult match for Jagger Tyler. Tyler went all the way to the finals at, I believe he was at either 138 or 145 last year. He got Chamberlain rolled over for 3 seconds, good enough for 2 more points, so it's 6-1. Tyler in the lead, as we're under 20 seconds to wrestle here in the second period. Jagger started his wrestling career in the as a Wagner Red Raider. Tyler family moving up here a couple of years ago. Good tradition there down at Wagner, as they're kind of coming up strong once again.
Yeah, that wrestling room, Brian, has always been, I mean, I go back to when I first got through high school, and that level and just respect for the program, with a couple of those wrestlers going Division I programs up, being bunnies up at SDSU, and even a couple Cornhuskers. It's kind of saw a little bit of a downward spike for a little bit, but definitely coming back very aggressively, and part of it thanks to this now Mitchell Kernel and Mr. Jagger Tyler. English.
Third period's underway. It is Tyler underneath and Chamberlain up top. David Burrell continues to provide updates here. 59-18, the Governors. Governor Girls with the victory over Yankton tonight. Remy Price again setting the 3-point record, is also now just 19 points shy of 1,000 points for her career. Down to the 115 mark. Got a full post game coming up in just a little bit.
Well, we might see some fireworks yet here, Brian. Chamberlain's got that cradle locked up and looking like he's actually going to be able to bump this one over, too.
Chamberlain could pull the upset here. Give the nod to the experience for Lucas Chamberlain and what he's got. Tyler, yep, I was going to say, it looked like he was going to get his head squirted through, but didn't need it. He just breaks out of it, so nothing doing there for Lucas Chamberlain. Still in the up with 40 seconds to go. Chamberlain trailing 6-1. And now, if you're Lucas Chamberlain and you really have your mind set on winning this match, and why wouldn't you? You're probably going to have to cut him loose to try to get him feet to back. Obviously, that's going to be very difficult to do. Now down to 20 seconds left.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler got an opportunity to wrestle in a tight spot there, but he's going to outlast Lucas Chamberlain here. Tyler continues to kick that left leg. But Jagger Tyler will improve to 28-3 with a 6-1 decision win over Lucas Chamberlain. But the final score is in on the Wagner-Auto scoreboard. The Pierre Governors defeat the Mitchell Kernels by the score of 58-15. Scoreboard from Wagner Auto Company and Pierre, the one place to go. They are South Dakota's oldest family-owned auto dealership. Pierre wins 11 of 14 weight classes. We'll give you the full recap coming up in our postgame. Postgame to be on the way, as we mentioned, in 3 minutes, and brought to you by Family Dental with offices in Pierre and in Gettysburg. The Governors defeat the Kernels tonight on 1060 KGFX, 103.1 FM, and drgnews.com.
The team at Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg are devoted to spending time with each patient to answer all questions and address any concerns that arise. Family Dental wants all their current and future patients to feel welcome and comfortable and to have the healthiest, best-looking smile possible. They can take care of all your family's dental needs with cleanings, checkups, implants, same-day crowns, and many other dental services. Dr. Ryan Jensen welcomes new patients. Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg, caring for all your family's dental needs.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it to replay this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
The 2023 Chevy Blazer from Beck Motor Company has quickly become a trendsetter. The stylish yet sporty SUV has all the conveniences you need, along with a few extra. Amazing cargo space, huge color touchscreen, standard remote start are just the beginning of the features that you'll find on the Chevy Blazer. Check it out online, beck-motors.com. Then stop in and test drive today. Beck Motor Company, Pierre.
You know that feeling? The feeling that things couldn't get any better? It's you at your best. Being your best means owning your health. It means not only meeting your goals, but crushing them, then setting new ones. Partner with an Avera primary care provider. We are right here to help you create health goals so you can feel your best and move forward to your healthiest self. Learn more at avera.org/checkup. Avera, moving health forward.
Hey, DQ fans, taste perfection in every bite of their chicken strip basket. It's loaded with crispy, all-white meat chicken strips, golden fries, crunchy Texas toast, and your favorite dipping sauce. Personally, I'm all about the house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Do your taste buds a solid and order a chicken strip basket today. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Welcome back to Mitchell High as the Pierre Governors knock off the Kernels tonight 58-15. The final in the duel. We'll give you the full recap in just a bit, but we'll talk about it with Governor head coach Sean Lewis to kind of recap this one. We're in our Family Dental postgame with offices in Pierre and Gettysburg. Family Dental. The Governors and Coach, you started 160 pounds with an open weight class, but coming right out, and guys who want to get right at it, like Trey Lewis and Chance Sarda, and couldn't get the pins, I guess, but scoring mode was pretty much how it started, and that set the tone, and you did what you had to do against the Kernels tonight.
Yeah, right away, those first couple matches, those kids came out fighting hard. We could have slowed things down and settled, but I'm really glad that those guys got on their offense and were able to pull off those tech falls. Things it was a matter of time before it was going to come, but they were fighting hard, so props to their guys, but I'm just glad we were scoring.
I thought in Chance's match in particular, he's got his ways that he scores. He's got a lot of ways that he can score, but it still looked like that was a match where he had an opportunity to maybe try a few different things. Is that what you saw there?
Chance was trying a few different things. We never know what Chance is actually trying to do. He's as unpredictable for his opponent as he is for his coaches the majority of the time. But yeah, he's trying a few different techniques that he knows that, hey, I got to put something else in my back pocket. Most guys know. So he's trying to run an ISU, pulling the wrist out, putting it on the back. And there's just some little tweaks with that if he adjusts that, he's going to score some big points for him.
And then you come up with 3 straight pins, of course. Gavin Stotts. I think Connor Dagan was a pretty good matchup for him. I don't know how many times they've seen each other, but Dagan had some activity. Gavin, I thought that was just a match where Gavin's just the stronger and more experienced, and was able to fight off everything that Dagan had, but still, just one of these matches where Stottsy looks pretty good. In where he's at right now, especially with where he's come, I think, in the progression from the last few years of wrestling.
Yeah, with Gavin, it's anybody's game in that top 4, and when he gets against anybody out of that top 4, he's just got to really focus on scoring and offense and those other things. So that way, when he gets back into those top 4 guys, which he is one of them, we have that confidence to go get that offense just the same as against any other guy.
With Bucci coming up, and some of these Mitchell matches, you're getting inexperienced wrestlers, but EJ did what he had to do. Rydberg against a much bigger guy, I think, also some impressive pins there.
Yeah, Rydberg with his size, we're definitely not the biggest heavyweight, so we got to use a little bit of athleticism, and then you saw a little bit of creativity there with a foot hook and then slipping into a reverse half, and he comes off, and I'm like, that is some impressive wrestling and technique, doing a foot hook back into that reverse half. And he's like, what did I do?
And I was just asking, I was, in that match, I was asking Caleb Brozick, who was helping us out with this. It's kind of like, what do you do when you have to give up 50 pounds to a guy? Obviously, you have athleticism, but how difficult is it to get a guy like that on the mat? I'm quite impressed with Rydberg here.
Yeah, one of the big things you got to do is you got to constantly find angles, and you got to know exactly where they bend and where they don't bend. You get against those bigger guys, and there are certain things that work and certain things that don't work, and if you can figure out how their balance and their hips are real quick, which is why you kind of see Josh pushing people forward a little bit, pulling people backwards a little bit, and you kind of get a feel for where their hips are, then you know where your openings are. And so he's fairly intellectual in that capacity.
Very good. You got the smaller weight classes, and you talk about the youthfulness of the Kernels, but you've got some youth and maybe a little more inexperience. I think things kind of even out in between these two teams in some of those smaller weights, but good matches, I thought, wrestled by Jacob Mason, Lincoln Schoenhardt as well. Lincoln didn't quite get to where he wanted to finish in that match, but still doing the job. And what do you think about Walker West in seeing this Cruz Allheiser for the second time in a week?
Yeah, back to Jacob right away, surrendered the first 2 points of the match and then never gave up another one. So, confidence that he can, score points and work from there. Walker did a way better job this time against Cruz than he did the last time. Wrestled in a bunch of good positions and then realized, after the match, some of the positions that he gave up, peeking inside, not, relinquishing the takedown, and you get into a better position rather than getting balled up. But like I said, he gets better each time out, kind of working on putting on a little weight, being able to be competitive at that 113-pound weight class, and it's just going to keep taking time.
So again, Schoenhardt finishing a 16-2. You see Lincoln Huska, he kind of got Penn Long. I didn't know much about Penn Long. I'm sure you probably know quite a bit about that youngster, but a good-looking 8th grader there for Mitchell.
Yep, and last year he was a real good-looking 7th grader too. That's some promise that they have building that tradition back. It's going to happen around that kid, but like I said, both Lincoln and Lincoln. I thought Lincoln Schoenhardt had another swipe. I thought the ref counted 2 in another position, which would have meant the tech fall, which is what he wanted. And then Lincoln Huska, I mean, after 2 periods, kind of getting it taken to him, he gets a chance to get on top. And, I mean, he went for that cradle. He got that cradle. He got it over. He just didn't secure the leg hand and let him kick all the way through and ended up on his back.
So then another good run of 3 straight, couple of pins and a tech fall, and Hudson Schaefer, doing the job. I think just another example of your guy being favored, but still Schaefer against another freshman. Measuring stick maybe for Hudson, I'm sure. And again, you're seeing guys, aren't you, that you're seeing a number of times over the course of the season. But are there some matches here where you really were learning something new about a Mitchell wrestler?
Yeah, I don't think Hudson had seen him yet. If he had, it was a match maybe at Brookings that I wasn't out in the other gym for. I didn't get to see. There was a bunch of them that Hudson seemed to wrestle in the auxiliary gym more often than not at Brookings, so I missed a couple of his matches. But that's the kind of thing with the younger kids. You see anybody your grade or below, you let them know that they got to deal with this for the next few years. And then, with the kids above you, you also got to let them know, like, hey, I'm going to battle you. You're going to have to deal with this for the however long till you graduate too, and I'm going to keep getting better. So and that's what we're seeing out of him. I mean, he's constantly getting better, looked way more offensive tonight, and pretty good on top.
All right, and I don't think Vilhauer wrestled in Brookings. I think Mitchell had that one open. Tristan Spencer, Chase Sarda, they're doing what you expect them to do, obviously, and Lucas Chamberlain getting that opportunity against Jagger Tyler, and it looked for a moment like we kind of figured that'd be a tough match for Tyler, and Lucas, even though he only scored 1 point, he had some opportunities, but maybe he'll get him next time. Who knows?
Yeah, Lucas has just got to get used to that weight cut first and foremost. Knew the match would be pretty similar just because of their body types. I mean, they got very, very similar body types. Jagger's a little bit more, athletic and long on his feet, where we're a little bit more strong and up in ties. So it was a little bit of contrast in style, although body types are the same. And, I mean, you saw some pretty good scoring. I mean, Lucas made him work. We made him work. Had a chance at that cradle there at the end, and then just kind of got caught in a little ball. So we had our opportunity. I guarantee you if that cradle would have went over, it would have been done. I've been in Lucas's cradle before. You don't typically come out of it.
As far as comparisons would go then, and maybe Lucas's opportunities that he's got coming here in the next few weeks, is this a confidence booster in what he was able to do against Tyler, or is it just something to learn from and move on from?
I think with him it's learning and moving. It's he's been wrestling 170, and these guys are a little bit different. They're going to take a little bit more shots. They're going to maintain a little bit lower level, and so he's got to put those things into use on the mat. We've talked about him. He knows, and it's just against those top level guys you can't relinquish position.
All right, so up next you go right down to Yankton tomorrow for their invitational, and a tournament you've fared quite well in over the years, and really your last tournament until the postseason. So what do you put into this one?
To go out and compete, it's crazy because I don't think we've went into the Mitchell Invite in the last 5, maybe even 6 years with a full team. And we have that opportunity tomorrow, which, like I said, we have not had. We've had injuries, or we've had kids, kind of on or over their weigh-in numbers, and so for whatever reason, ACTs, it always seems like, are this weekend as well. So we've missed kids right and left at this tournament year after year. So I mean, I'm just looking to go down there and compete. I mean, you got Watertown down there, you got T down there, you got West Central down there, you got some top 5 teams down there. We had to go on to see if we can score a bunch of points, put on a show.
Really some guys you need matches against, if you want to look at it that way, I suppose.
Yeah, same. I mean, we haven't seen Vermilion or Dakota Valley or Lennox, so we're going to see some of these guys for the first time, so we got to get some criteria.
All right, Coach, job well done tonight, and we wish you the best of luck in Yankton this week, and, I don't think I'm going to get the Aberdeen duel. I got something else I got to take care of on that night, so we'll talk about you at the regions then. All right, good luck.
I appreciate it.
Sean Lewis, the Governor head coach. Pierre beats Mitchell tonight 58-15. The full recap of the matches. Once again, we still have big plays and your player of the game coming up. You're listening to Pierre Governor Wrestling. We're back in 3 minutes.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. the garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors can give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? Live Ticket TV has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages start at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE extension 2. That's 833-605-5483 extension 2 and punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Have you found yourself worrying about inflation and market volatility? Considering what should I do? Can I do anything? Am I going to be okay? The Ranky Gray team has been coaching their clients through these tumultuous times for over 35 years. Let us discover what easy, time-tested adjustments can be made for you. For a free second opinion, our team can be reached at 605-224-5959. Let's start today.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC. A registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC and Ranky Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Hey, DQ fans, spread the love with February's Blizzard Treat of the Month, Triple Truffle. It blends peanut butter, fudge, caramel truffles, and of course that world-famous DQ soft serve. You heard that right, not one, not two, but 3 of the best truffles from the chocolate box. Show your love to that someone special this month with the Triple Truffle Blizzard Treat, only at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Back at Mitchell once again, we continue our Family Dental post-game. Brian Oakland, along with a big thanks to Caleb Brozick, who helped us out with some color tonight, and Haley Hansen back in studio as well. Here's the full recap of tonight's match as we started at 160 pounds, where Deegan Huska did not have a wrestler to face. Mitchell was open in that weight class. Pierce started with a 6-0 lead with that win by forfeit. And then offensively, it started up with Trey Lewis, 170 pounds. He defeats Sean Foote in 2 minutes and 13 seconds by technical fall, 16-1 the score, and Lewis makes it 11-0. That followed up with another technical fall by Chance Sarda, 18-1. That one finished off in the third period, and that made it 16-0. And then back-to-back pins by the Governors at 195. Gavin Stotts, 4 minutes and 38 seconds over Connor Dagan to improve to 29-7 on the year. 22-0 was the score there. Elijah Bucci makes it 28-0 with an even 60-second pin over Trayvon Austell at 220 pounds, and Joshua Rydberg pinning Carson Podorodsky as well at 285 in a time of 1 minute and 3 seconds. The Governors led 34-0. They roll the lineup back to 106 pounds, and Jacob Mason, as Coach Lewis mentioned, giving up an early takedown but did not get scored upon again. He defeats Colton Blow 8-2. That made it 37-0 with that win by decision. Mitchell on the board at 113 pounds. Cruz Alheiser defeating Walker West by fall, 3 minutes and 7 seconds. That made it 37-6. Governors respond with a major decision for Lincoln Schoenhard, 16-2. He defeats Van Johnson to go to give the Governors 4 more and a 41-6 lead. Then Penn Long finally gets the win by fall. He dominated Lincoln Huska tonight, the 8th grader. Impressive for the Kernels. 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Mitchell gets their second pin And they put 12 on the board. The Governors led 41-12 with 4 waits to go. Pierre gets the next 3. Hudson Schaefer, a win by fall, 224 over Cale Villauer. Tristan Spencer, a tech fall, 19-4 win over Caden Allen early in the second period. And Chase Sarda made quick work of sophomore Kellen Odell, the senior for the Governors, in 32 seconds as a winner tonight to make it 58-12. And then our final matchup, top-ranked Jagger Tyler of Mitchell, a 6-1 decision winner over Lucas Chamberlain, the junior, for the Governors. 3 more for the Kernels to finish it. And the final score again, 58-15. That is your Wagner Auto scoreboard. Wagner Auto and Pierre, the one place to go. So the Governors are 11-1 in duels, 6-1 among ESD competition. Mitchell falls to 2-4 in conference and 7-11 overall. Both teams competing at Yankton tomorrow for the invite. That starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, and Mitchell then goes with Watertown to they go to Watertown Thursday of next week with Brandon Valley. That'll be a triangular there. The Governors then will also be hosting or in action on Thursday night. They host the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. Once again, no coverage on that, which we were hoping to do, but that's apparently not going to happen, unfortunately. But the Governors will finish with a good duel, good competition for the final event of the season. They take on a good Aberdeen Central squad who's had quite a year. Region 3A takes place at Todd County High School in Mission Saturday, February 18th. That is 2 weeks from tomorrow. That'll start at 10 o'clock. Of course, we'll have region wrestling coverage all day on that day from regions 1, 3, and 4 as well, featuring all Class B area teams and the Region 3A in Mission on the 18th. And then, of course, state tournament coverage is the following weekend with Thursday, Friday, and Saturday action in Rapid City this year, all on KGFX. We still have business to take care of. Let's talk about the big plays of the game. Big plays. Well, do we have big plays, I guess, on KGFX? I'm not so sure that we do. We do not, so we'll just talk about your player of the games. Of course, if we had big plays, I think you start right with those first 2 matches. Tech falls, the Governors aggressively scoring and getting off and running in this one. Certainly a big play worthy, but your player of the game, and we've got some choices to discuss, and our player of the game is brought to you by Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre, and I guess we'll give you the player of the game, then we'll take a final break in this one. Tonight we're going to, as you take a look at the pins, impressive wins tonight for Hudson Schaefer, for Chase Sarda, pins there. Gavin Stotts, Elijah Bucci as well with the technical falls from Chance Sarda, Trey Lewis, Tristan Spencer, all doing what they need to do. Almost Lincoln Schoenhardt as well, but I think it was kind of an impressive win for Josh Rydberg, and maybe how easy he made it look. And he defeats Carson Podorowski of Mitchell, who's got 50 pounds on Rydberg, but Rydberg pins him in a time of 1 minute and 3 seconds. Joshua Rydberg is tonight's player of the game, as we'll get him a t-shirt noting his accomplishments and helping his team to what is a 58-15 win for the Governors over the Mitchell Kernels. Your player of the game, Josh Rydberg, sponsored by Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. One final break, and we're back to wrap this one up and set you up for upcoming action as well. This is Pierre Governor Wrestling, your official voice of the Governors, KGFX and DRGnews.com.
When you need building supplies, there's no need to go anywhere except to Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. Bauman Lumber is locally owned and offers quality products, expert advice, free estimates, and free local delivery for large or small projects. Whether it's a home improvement project, remodel job, or all new construction, they even welcome special orders. Quality building materials and affordable prices for residential or commercial projects can be found at Bauman Lumber, 1223 Sale Barn Road, Fort Pierre, or call 223-9762.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. They make it easy when looking for a new vehicle, getting all available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop into Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Century Business Products is a proud supporter of South Dakota High School athletics and proud to provide the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to schools and businesses in the area, all backed by their 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color costs? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Back one final time to Mitchell High School. Thanks for joining us here for Pierre Governor Wrestling tonight as they defeat Mitchell 58-15. Governor girls basketball, a winner tonight over Yankton 59-18. Yankton's struggles continue, but again, the big news record-wise is Remington Price with a couple of threes broke the all-time three-point lead or record for Pierre girls basketball, passing Emily Michelson, and Remy's still got 6 plus hopefully 4 more games to go in this basketball season. She might set a record that's going to be really tough to break in years ahead. So congratulations, Remy, and congrats to the Governors on a 59-18 win over Yankton tonight. The Governors will be back here on KGFX on Tuesday night in their next action when they go to Huron to the arena to tangle with the Tigers. David Burrell with the call on that one starting at 6:30 Tuesday night. I'll have the Governor boys back home as well. They'll host Huron in boys basketball. That'll be on River 92.7, of course, live streaming at drgnews.com. Other action for Pierre Governor sports, gymnastics hosting the ESD conference meet. That starts tomorrow morning at Riggs High Gym. And along with the Oahe Capitals hockey, I believe they're playing Sioux Falls tonight in boys hockey, girls and boys together, both competing against Watertown tomorrow at the Expo Center in Fort Pierre. And for Pierre Governor Wrestling, it'll be the Yankton invite for both the boys and the girls tomorrow. Girls, by the way, competing in Canton tonight in a quadrangular. Should be some pretty good action and matches for all of them at that venue. Hopefully we'll have good results to talk about. David Burrell will put that on drgnews.com, and then keep watching trackwrestling.com for how the Governors, boys and girls, are doing in Yankton tomorrow. And both teams will host Aberdeen Central Thursday in their final regular season action at Riggs High Gym. So that'll do it for what we've got coming up in Pierre Governor Sports. Quick reminder as we travel home, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety celebrates being a part of a team. They remind us all to think twice and slow down in case of ice. Weather sounds pretty good this weekend, but there might be some lingering ice out there, so buckle up every trip, every time from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. Again, our thanks to Caleb Brozick, not only for running camera for live tickets and giving us an opportunity to watch these matches over at drgnews.com as we please. Thanks for his expertise in helping us out with our broadcast and color commentating tonight as well. And for Haley Hansen in studio, running technical direction, thank you very much, Haley. I'm Brian Oakland. Your final score one time more from the Wagner Auto scoreboard. The Governors defeating the Mitchell Kernels tonight 58-15. Have a great rest of this weekend, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Your official voice of Pierre Governor Athletics, 1060 KGFX and drgnews.com.